So if it was easy to hold a perspective, an accurate perspective, then why do it feel like what's it called? Well, it feels like uh, neurotism. When sometimes you have to let people know that you were already saying something, or it feels like it's like, yo, hey, wait a minute, I was saying that. Like, if it's easy to have a perspective that's correct before everybody else, then does it cause neurosis? And when you see certain people turning around their story, and you have to remind them, like, hey, you were saying this, you were saying that. Because while you're having the perspective, right, it does you no good to almost explaining your rationale, your reason, right? It does no good. You just have to wait for people to do what they said that they were going to do first, like they promised, right? Because they think if they do it, then you have to do it. You know what I mean? So like this woman, and she said she got a vaccination injury, but she's still going to get the next booster as soon as she's better. Well, I mean, if you told her, all right, but like, I'm like, you don't have to get Novax, right? You don't have to, like, I haven't had a vaccine in almost 20 years. I stopped getting a cold like 10 years ago. I haven't had a flu in like 15, right? And if somebody's saying, oh, you have to do this, I'm going to say, you first. And then after they do it, and they say, now you. And I'll be like, nah, you first. Like, you first means you first. I never told you I was going to ever take a booster or a vaccine. Take another booster. That's how I'm going to tell you. We're like, but you're not saving people's lives and everything. But you're all vaccinated, and like, why are you scared? Why does everybody have to do what you do? And it's not even working for you. It's not even work for you. Nothing that you guys are doing works, and you don't even have the scientific approach to the perspective of how it does damage when it doesn't work. You just have to do it because I do it. Well, you first. Okay, I'll do it. Now you. Nah, you go again. You go again. You're going to have 12 boosters. You're going to be fucking dying because the truth is whatever works, and what you're doing doesn't work. And I can lie because I'm dealing with a type of a person who is going to go back and knows where the devil is and can find him, who can always bring the devil, And I'm not saying I believe in no fucking magical, like, external devil or anything like that. The creator energy, the creator can inhabit people, and I guess the devil can possess people. Maybe. I don't care about all that shit. Like, yeah, it's true, but at the same time, I want to see colors. Okay, I'm more interested in this infotainment controversy than I am about that which can be wielded by the state. Another way to scare people to the pulpit, or because it's not that they want to uphold the church. They want to uphold the self-fulfilling prophecy where you go around and around and around and around. You run your body into the ground or some shit. Rumpelstiltskin. Trying to hustle up some bread, feeling guilty, then you hustle up some bread, then go party and blow off or unwind or whatever. And then you feel guilty, and then you go back to church, and then they want some bread, and then just going round and around and around. And there's people, I guess, that have the perspective, right? Well, then what are you doing in the church? if your spirituality is in tune, then why would you go back to that? Oh, it's because they appeal to that which represents innocence to bolster your faith when your faith is dying, right? So it's like a commodity, innocent. It's like a commodity to galvanize the wow. This is not really an interesting video. I was gonna try to break something new. There's nothing new. Like, we're in the same blockage, where I can talk about transmissibility, and nobody hears this shit. Nobody can fucking hear this shit. A chain of protein with no cell mass that has to borrow its energy from a cell cannot produce radiation in order to effectively transmit. Somebody has to, it's like you're telling, I want to say mind over matter, but some people are going to get sick because they have flu shots from 5 years ago or something like that. Yeah, don't have no scruples, because scruples these days amount to pandering, and you're going to be the reason why they're giving children a rushed experimental vaccine, because they don't have one now. Then they could just say, well, we developed one, we came up with one. Oh, well, now they have one. You know what I mean? We never had no precedence for coming up with a vaccine in less than 5 or 10 years, but now all of a sudden, and shit. And I can't believe y'all got everything mixed in together, conflated, everything mixed in. This means that, and that must mean this, and this means that, and that. Like, they're not correlated. This shit was never correlated. So all of these activists that you have are just cortisol disaster spikes, like spiking cortisol disasters. And people that are afraid of confrontation, that like to manipulate cortisol, they send these little crash dummies, these speed bumps, put them in your way so that you'll abuse them instead of speaking to the issue at hand. Instead of speaking to some real issues, you will like condemn and abuse them. Then they would feel bolstered, not bolstered, what's it called? Galvanized. It would be galvanized. And there doesn't necessarily have to be anything wrong with what your perspective is. It's just that maybe your perspective is wrong in how you confront the lackeys that they throw at you. And it's pointless to be like, is there a supervisor? Because I already know I can just fucking leave this stupid business. I don't have to patronize. So now everywhere can be like that. You know what I mean? It's just like they used to like to fuck with people at their job. Now they're at their job and they want to fuck with people coming in. And like, they want to fuck with people like, or get, like, so you're a reason to call the police or something like that, where it wouldn't be before. You know what I mean? Good thing I don't have to work. Good thing I don't have to get up when my alarm clock goes off, and I could, if I'm not allowed to go to one grocery store, I have all day to find another grocery store that's not mass tripping so hard. Eventually I'll just go in with a mask or something. I noticed they even, like, but a perspective that I'm waiting for, a perspective that is coming together, has everybody running around. Fuck ruling the world. There's no order. Everybody is running around in a mad dash to prepare for the arrival of the perspective by those who can wield it, by those who can process, disseminate, discern, whatever fancy words you want to use. They got it. Okay, they get it. And with that, so why is it? What does it do when you have that perspective that the archons are so scared of? Right? What's gonna be? You won't take the criminal mentality and the karma off their hands. They'll try to give people a rationale to do something different that wouldn't be orthodox before. Like, it wouldn't be correlate with any laws of decency. And shit, then they'll cover it up. And then you never happened, right? But they can't, they can't cover it up and shit. So the perspective is still on the way. It's still coming. You know what I mean? People who've already done something or can't do anything more for the perspective are now working against it. You know what I mean? Because if something happens when Trump can't say Julian Assange's name, but tries to say a guess who type of thing, between the former and the latter, when he's talking about something as it relates to the mainstream legacy press abusing people. Like, he can't even say Julian Assange's name. And so something happens to people that still like Trump, or that still want to be excited about, oh, he's gonna be the leader. Like, there's something wrong with you now, because you made a concession. You made a concession right now for less of a man from the same man that was before. No, you could be the same motherfucking guy. You could be the same guy as before. Or you know what I mean? I can't say or else you're not going to be president, because he'll still become president. I'm just saying, you can't have the same Trump. So don't be surprised when people start dropping dead like flies. As a matter of fact, right, even if people do start dropping dead like flies, it will still be the same amount of people that drops dead as if it was Biden or if it was anybody else. The reason why people are dropped dead, and it's because the economy died and everything, is because of a lab leak, a lab leak in Wuhan, right? How these presidents handle it almost doesn't matter, because while they're getting together the stratagems and apparatchiks for people to get shaken down, that was in motion, and then none of these guys stops it. It's just whatever eventually happens, and then you could say, well, when it happened when I was an officer, it happened when. You keep playing that game, and you're going to end up validating somebody who's way worse way worse. You're going to validate them, because that's the kind of game these lawyers are playing. Trickery, legalese, reversal game. You know what I mean? They try to change, because we could reverse the force of the power which they use to accuse and send it back to them. But if they change our determination on certain values of words, then when you do that, don't you fuck yourself up? So they have all the time and the resources in the world to figure out how you can fuck yourself. Okay, so that's why it matters that you can't say Julian Assange's name. Okay? You're no longer on the side that wants to free Julian Assange. You're on that other side, whatever it may be. Just because I can't raise my hand and say it's my turn to answer. Hey, look, I guess this or I guess that. But all that busy work that went into, now nobody gives a fuck. No, don't care. It's more of a spell than it is anything that you can be like, well, it only makes sense. It only makes sense, yeah, when people can feel shit. When they can't feel shit, then it can make all the sense in the world, and it's not going to affect them. The reason they can't feel shit is because they've been primed or prepped or whatever, and so that is the spell. The spell it starts to break down and starts to weaken over time. And then something else has to happen to reinforce it. So I told you about they use the aspect of innocence in the church, right? They use the aspect of fear. So they draw what? Why did it have to be exactly 100 monkeys? I don't know, but Pennsylvania lost 100 monkeys on the road or something, jackknife truck or something. And they don't tell anybody what the monkey has, right? They just know that they want to talk to you if you come in contact with the monkeys, and they want to get you some tests. Why don't you fucking say what you're being tested for? It's like they're sitting back counting the lemons, counting on and counting all the lemons. Like, oh, well, we did what we had to do to show concern for you, except tell you what you might have to be and what you might be dealing with. Oh, you're going to cure me without telling me what you cured me from? And since I don't have no brain, I cannot tell you the likelihood that this is a scenario for some more fuckery. Because I'm telling myself that I'm the soldiers. We're bashing we're those anti-fascist soldiers who are in the trenches right now because of this virus. If it wasn't for no virus, you would not be able to call yourself anything but a coward, because they walk down people like Seth Rich. I don't think Trump can even say Seth Rich's name. They're trying to walk down somebody like Julian Assange, but they have to be protracted and they have to imprison him to make you feel like he did something wrong. They can't just kill him, right? But they're trying to walk him down, you know. If he was just walking around in the street free, then they could kill him. But they have him now, so they can't. You know, unless he was one of their own. But if he's one of their own, doesn't mean that he's loyal. It just means that he won't go down on his own. He'll take somebody else down. So then they'll kill him. I mean, if that's a conspiracy theory, I don't know what the fuck, man. That's just what it do. That's just that's all we've ever had. If that's conspiracy theory, this is why we can't have nice names. Because we have never known no different. When have you ever known the state not to try to wean people off the nip slip and shake the holy roller aspect so they can control the science that goes into your perspective? And it's almost like a religious experience when you cleanse and you get a charge, spiritually rejuvenate your body from the cleanse, from relating the cleanse, and you're telling people your religion. So then I just need to find out what you believe that brought on that cleanse, and then try to get around and somehow genetically engineer you through that, whatever. To control the aspect of that which you can affect that cleanse and have you cortisol spiking. We're kicking babies over a wall. Because like what you can do with the aspect of innocence is a pivot. At one point you can reinforce the subjects. On the other end, right, you can drive them into chaos and anarchy by kicking babies over a wall. You know, on one end, you're including them in a religious ceremony to affect the cleanse, to give everyone the spiritual rejuvenation. On the other end, you're just trying to get some order out of chaos or something like that. So that boy is the heroin epidemic. That's how they killed they killing the boy. They killed the boy. You know what I mean? The heroin epidemic. And then they're gonna try to consolidate the power that they from outsourcing these military to these manageable, controlled war zones. Jockey, power, after they kill the boy, then they get the power, and then we go back around. It's like all these shit is cycles. Otherwise, I would leave it alone. If they weren't doing experiments on dogs right now, that they hadn't already thrown out the research, honk honk, because I don't think they threw out no research. They just gave us the precedent for whatever they mean to, whatever they want research to mean when they say research, that that they threw that out.